Yes. Okay. So beginning with our alignment. I'm feeling all the different parts of you that said yes to being here for this session today, for this group practice. And also consider the parts that said no, connect to those parts too. And your intention for yourself. There are parts that maybe would rather be doing other things or have resistance to this. Maybe there's just all full yes and there's no resistance that you can touch into, but there's now a unifying intention for yourself and for the group. And while you are coming into that alignment and that intention, consider the land, the rock, the earth, where you are located. You're probably not outside, but beneath you, maybe 10 stories beneath you or just beneath you, there is some land that's vibrating, and you're now vibrating this intention. And just check in with this land. Is it in service? Is there a coherence? Spending another minute. What is without you imposing your mental projections as much as possible, or your emotional body's projections on to this land, wherever you're located right now, as much as possible, see if you can, through the physical body, matter to matter, connect to the vibration of the land itself. What is its qualities and its energies? Of course, a different antenna would pick up different things. That's okay. There's no right and wrong. But just make the effort to truly see and receive and feel this land for what it is, not for what you wish it to be or what you want to do with it or how you see it. And I'm going to invite you whenever you feel, if you feel, to transmit, to speak. And when I'm not going to say you're speaking for the land, but it's a collaboration. And allow us to feel the qualities without doing your best, without anthropomorphizing it, without making it human. But yet there are universal energies, of course. It is still the mineral kingdom, and we respect it as the mineral kingdom. It does not have to become more human. You can unmute and say the location, the maybe town, country, and name some vibration that you are able to pick up and name on behalf of this land or with this land.
Kemiansaari, Finland, embodiment.
Nikkilä Temple between Kangasala and Orivesi in Finland. Purity, depth.
I'm on Long Island in New York, and I really feel a sense of offering and holding.
In Berlin, Germany, is demanding and it is sincere.
Sila, could you just repeat that? It was hard for me to hear. Demanding and?
Sincere serenity.
Las Cruces, New Mexico. Sharp arrows, broken bones, dusty rivers, filling homes.
We all, oh, sorry.
Turku, Finland. Patience, waiting, and open for life.
And we're all connected to the mineral kingdom, not just because we walk on it or because whether we're cremated or buried, we end up becoming part of it eventually, but also because we have it in our own bodies, in our bones. So connecting to whatever that quality or qualities, energies, vibrations you named, and that others named. That we are connected through our own bones and the different minerals in our system. Not only to where we are, where we're vibrating right now, but to the whole planet. There was one more comment. Samasati, Samati, Finland. New beginning, spring, blossoming, flowing nectar. And let your own bones vibrate with these qualities, like nourishment. Let the mineral kingdom in your own body be fed by its greater brother and sister, its greater family, which is the entire planet. Notice what that does for your human vessel. This connection, and maybe you've considered it before, maybe you haven't, but allow it to go deep, not just for where you're at, but where we're all at. This body, the group body, the one body of the earth, through the mineral kingdom, through our bones, and the stones and the rocks, and the crystals, and the pebbles. Just like for the earth, it's what we walk on. It's what gives us solidity and gives us grounding. It is that for this earth, also this mini earth, micro earth, this body, it's our skeleton. It's our backbone. The mineral kingdom, the densest of all the kingdoms. And now consider, let's go back to where you are, where we each are individually in this incarnation right now. What has happened on this land? Because humans forgot. Maybe many atrocities, maybe camps for torture. Maybe just not so extreme, but the misuse and abuse of land, of resources. These same qualities that we named have a material expression, and they are mind. And the mineral kingdom has been exploited incredibly by humans. What Earth really gives. Humans have raped and pillaged much more than what they need. Sure, there's a connection and it's really given and we can receive as gifts. But way, way, way beyond what we actually need. We have taken. Maybe not you with your own hands, Just connect to that vibration that's on the earth too. We're not going to overlook that. Maybe it's the trash that we throw into the mineral kingdom, into the earth, blatantly. So connecting to whatever has happened that you know of or you can feel. The taking, the unhealthy dark masculine, the taking without consent to fill a bottomless pit of scarcity and greed. You are not responsible for whatever else other humans have done, but yes, you are, we are responsible for making amends. So allow yourself to feel as if it's from your own body, your own bones. The minerals in your system are taken, excavated, exploited, trash dumped into, stored. No more separation. That means we have to feel this part too. And still, the earth freely gives. Connecting to that love. And still, this body freely gives. It's everything. No matter what junk you've put into it and how you've abused it, this body. The will to live. And that wisdom that comes from the mineral kingdom, the tectonic plates that caress each other, boom, you have a little peck. And earthquake. With an erupting volcano and churns the earth. The bottom of the sea eventually rises. And like the dark hole, the galactic center, that churning of just engulfs everything. Or the ice age comes and just pushes everything down. That intelligence. We do not see it so easily, obviously, in our own lifetimes, but that churning of the mineral kingdom. that stands and withstands whatever we humans have done out of scarcity and greed. Recycles and purifies and takes each one of our bones with it. All our ancestors, all humans who have ever walked this earth, all planets. Oh, excuse me, planets, animals. Oh, that intelligence. And now consider the master that lives in the stones, in the mineral kingdom, in the crystals. It's not one master per pebble. But consider the commitment, a bit like the bodhisattva vow of, until the last one, to realize, to awaken, I will stay. Same type of commitment from the mineral kingdom and the master who lives in it, who governs it. That let these humans and the other kingdoms go through their process of evolution until each one of them realizes, until each one of them awakens. I will stand and withstand. That depth of love. There's not just energies. It's a great master that can live and vibrate that depth of love for that duration, eons, in the densest of matter. Receive that love. It is freely given, but just open up to it, to the reality of it, the truth of it. The incomprehensible intensity of that love and commitment to all the forms, all the Devic lives, all the kingdoms on this planet, on this rock spinning through the cosmos. And if you can connect to that master, at least in your will, that I have the desire maybe I haven't known that, understood that, or realized that as I walk, to the grocery store, to school, to the car, drive to work, or walk the dogs, or play with the kids in the playground, or whatever I do. That master is vibrating while I'm camping, climbing trees, making love on the moss, jogging. Taking a couple minutes for that connection. Just open to that love, and I receive, I see it, I recognize this. Open the realm of possibilities. the will and sacrifice of the master who is embodying through the mineral kingdom on our planet until the last weary pilgrim returns home. You, I, we are those weary pilgrims finding our way home. This is our way home. Civilizations come and go on the surface. What was tropical lands becomes deserts. Oceans become deserts, vice versa. And yet this planet endures, stands and withstands. In the great expression of cycle of life, the will to live. Connect to it deeply, the will to live. That's what it means. It's that cycle of life through eons. That's where it's sourced. That's where abundance is sourced. And now consider where on this planet, it may be where you are right now, it may be somewhere else. Your body has felt safe, supported, loved by the mineral kingdom. For right now, let's focus on the mineral kingdom, not the plant kingdom. By the stones, by the rocks, by the earth, the crystals, whatever, however you've connected to it, mountains, volcanoes, where your body has felt that vibration, that resonance with the mineral kingdom. Ask your body if you're not sure. It's a body-to-body thing. And when you have it, name it out loud for you to hear, calling on that part of the land, of the greater land of this earth, calling it, connecting to it, body to body, even if your body's not there right now, your bones vibrate with the mineral kingdom. And again, connecting with the master of the mineral kingdom that lives in the mineral kingdom, the great enlightened being that can vibrate love through this densest matter, through that connection that you've known Every single physical body has some reference for this. This is your way home. To know yourself as the true abundance of Earth. And not only Earth, but let's stick to Earth for now. It's okay. Give your consent, if it is your will, to fuse core to core, dark core to dark core, through this portal. To dissolve. And to know yourself as one. By definition, that means you need to let go of the little I of this individual body. I, Earth. Surrendering separate identity. From this perspective, I, Earth, one body. What guidance is there for humanity as it moves through this time of initiation and crisis? Allowing your awareness to individuate again, which does not mean to disconnect or become completely separate, but yes, as an individual expression of the mineral kingdom in this body. For the last stage, we reconnect to the Master as it shows itself in the land around us where we are right now. If that's where your mineral kingdom is connecting with the mineral kingdom, if that's the part of the ashram you live in, and there's one great ashram on this planet, what are you meant to learn? You've become an apprentice or a devotee, a follower. What is it trying to teach you? Maybe you're too busy going grocery shopping or jogging. But you've chosen each other, at least temporarily, this body and this land. What is it wanting to teach you? True humility. Recognizing what maybe you haven't been able to see, but now honoring it, not making it less, nor puffing it up more. What is it trying to teach you or transmit to you? And giving your consent once you connect to it. Am I willing to receive, to be on the receiving end of this lesson consciously? Because obviously I'm here vibrating and some part of me is receiving. But if I make it in my awareness, if I make it in the forefront, if I give my yes, my God, my goddess, One more minute to come to completion. And whenever you're ready, returning to our shared space. If this is still working you, it's okay, let it be. Let it work you. Let it work you until it's done with you. But if there's anything you'd like to share, to crystallize, materialize, and particularly this last stage of what you've discovered, you're in the process of being taught or learned, or anything else that's come through, please nourish all of us, all of our mineral expression, all our individual forms of the mineral kingdom. Let it be nourished. Just unmute and then mute yourself again.
I'm just feeling so I feel like this practice was created specifically for me. And yeah, on my personal journey, I have just followed a really quick impulse to move from New Zealand back to my home in New York. And how deeply connected I feel to the mineral kingdom in New Zealand still. Like I feel like I left part of myself there. My actual matter felt at such rest on that land, and it's so rich. And then I come back here and it's like the suburbs outside of New York City, and I'm just like, where's the richness? And I'm like desperately seeking it, and yeah, it's here. I know it is. I feel it, and yeah, I'm still on the same rock. Like I'm still floating on the same rock, even if it's on the other side. Yeah. And I feel like that consent piece that just dropped at the end was really, really vital for me to consent to being here right now, even if all of my parts aren't fully here yet. So thank you. Yeah.
I just want to speak to that no matter how much concrete we pour over the mineral kingdom and put layers and layers of human-made stuff beneath it, the vibration is there. And sometimes it needs help. It needs help from humans and other kingdoms, but let's stick with humans for right now. That one part, it's like if I hurt my knee, right? And then this part is really hurt and I'm limping and I'm feeling like, but this part is healthy, is strong. And this part can remind this part, like, hey, it's all right. Like, we're gonna heal. And that ecosystem, that web, that there isn't a disconnection. And those suburbs need to remember their siblings in New Zealand. And I've been on that land and it is incredibly powered. And they need that support, because the humans in New Zealand haven't done the same thing as they have in Long Island, etc. And sometimes that comes through humans vibrating. And it's a relationship. It's not we're just taking. We're here to serve too. And so by you moving to a place where it's harder to connect, it's denser, it's not as comfortable or as, whatever, fill in the blanks for yourself, you're actually in service to that place. And it's there to teach you something that the New Zealand brother or sister didn't have for your particular thing right now. So it's just such an amazing story in so many levels. Thank you for that share. And I know there are many, many humans right now repatriating and they don't understand why. And they're like, fuck, did I just make the worst mistake of my life? Like, it can't, like, what? After decades of not being in their homeland. And it's not only that, of course, you don't have to go to your homeland. It's wherever you're called, but your body will be called where it needs to stand, where it needs to vibrate. Not because it's the most luxurious, comfortable, warm, tropical, or whatever, fill in the blanks. But that's where it's needed. And that's where it can receive. Yeah. Share with us how you were called back to your homeland. Tell us.
Thank you for that invitation. Last year I was living in Taki'h, and southern New Mexico kept calling, kept enveloping me in the scent of the desert, and it's like rich, watery, foresty gorgeousness, but the dryness of the desert would just come and it would tell me, there's no rush, but we need you here. So I moved from Taki'h to my hometown in the Netherlands, and also arrived in the city and felt the disconnect and the grief of the parts of myself I left there. And I still knew Mexico was calling. But Hawaii was calling more urgently. So I went to Hawaii. And still, the desert was calling. Every day, a little louder and a little louder. Until it got so urgent, I released my plans I had after that. And then it said, "There's no rush, but we need you." So I went to New York City. And I absorbed there what I needed to absorb and brought all these different places to New York and anchored it down into the earth and said, hey city, look, this is also part of you. And then I got the green light and I arrived here and I absolutely hated it. I've been here since mid-September and barely the last week of December I said, okay, I'm here. Okay, United States, I'm here. You've called me. I hear you. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. And that, yes. Wow. I'm home. I'm here. I'm here.
Anybody else before we close? Okay, I'd like to just share a little bit also how this has been vibrating in me. It's based on a Mercury transmission that came through January 12th. And so for 2 weeks, it's been with me. When I read it, I'll come back to the comments. When I read it, oh, what did I just do? When I read it, it just, just shifted everything. And I've always had a very strong connection to the mineral kingdom, to the densest, the densest of matter is kind of where it's like I belong kind of thing. And I realized after I read the transmission, I went jogging. I've learned here in Finland to jog in the snow, where I used to not be able to jog in less than 15 above zero. Now I jog in the snow and below zero. And just a few minutes out of the property, all of a sudden I saw this bedrock that I jogged past for months. I never saw. It was tall, like taller than me. Never noticed it. And I was heartbroken. But how could I be so blind? And it happened to be a sunny day. It was really glistening, this bedrock of this place, and just stopped. And I just vowed that whenever I see the stones, the bedrock, or anything, and let my eyes open, please, that I will connect to the master that lives there, that inhabits. I mean, lives there is a very human way of putting it, but inhabits. And may I be able to do that no matter where I go on the planet, even in the densest of a city. And then I asked, I didn't actually ask, but it just opened, like how this land, this bedrock called me. Not only so that, you know, I can co-found a temple and all of this. Yeah, that, yes, wonderful. Yes, I don't devalue that in any way, but as an apprentice, so it could teach me. And what is it trying to teach me? That's the next step in my evolution, so that I can then radiate that out and help out. And again, that same thing that the earth does to the volcanoes and the earthquakes and the ice ages and the whatevers. Micro version of it in this lifetime, one individual lifetime. And so I wanted to, it's been sitting with me, and I wanted to share it. Because I can't now imagine living any different way than literally recognizing like the master that lives there. Not just jogging by or whatever. That was my deepest intention, to transmit all of that. And I'm gonna make this meditation public. I feel it's needed by humanity, whoever should find it. And it is in my world, it is our way home. It is our way of remembering our oneness. I, Earth. Please go ahead. You wanted to share, Gabriella. Please. No. Okay, I'll read it. Okay. I'd like to. Oh, go ahead. See, you unmute. What?
Oh, I was thinking not after this
What
share. Let's leave it there.
Okay. Well, no, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna honor what came through. The Mineral Kingdom said, "I will help you make your dreams come true because they are my dreams too." Anybody else? Any other shares before we go?
I can also share. This land called me 4 years ago when I saw this place, and at that time I didn't have anything. Like, I couldn't afford the place, and I didn't have any means to come here, and it was just a calling that I knew I would want to be here. And then couple of years passed, and then things changed, and then I could actually I have had a job and I could afford the place. And being here, I can feel that there is this calling from this earth, and it supports. And and the next mystery is to know how to open to what the land teaches me, because I know I'm here to serve it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, we're in the co-creation because we are one with the land. We're in the co-creation with the land. We're in giving and receiving with the land. And we're the disciple also of this great master on this great ashram we call Earth. So on that note, I really invite you, whenever you're out, make it your practice to see beyond the form or within the form. Because when a master is vibrating in the form, that form has a very different quality. But it's up to us to be able to see it. And when it's so dense, we're blinded, we fall in illusion. Also with this matter between us. Yeah. Thank you all for allowing this space between